Welcome back, dear viewers. You're still watching Live Cruise on Nile TV, and in this segment, dear viewers, Ramadan is a month of fasting and abstaining from things considered to be impure for the mind and body. Those dear viewers taking part in this holy month of Ramadan and abstaining from food, drink, and impure thoughts between the hours of sunrise, which is the Fajr, till sunset, allowing each and every individual, instead of focusing on these thoughts, focus on prayers and connecting with the Almighty God. The act of fasting allows the individual to understand the pain and the suffering of millions around the world who live their lives in poverty and famine, living the participation or participating with them, feeling more grounded and grateful for Almighty God for every single giving that God awards us with, dear viewers. And in this context, dear viewers, we have with us today a very special guest, which is Asmaa Elzieny, and she is official of Foreign Relations and International Cooperation and Education at Education Development Center for Al-Azhar International Students, who will tell us more, dear viewers, about everyone's need to know during this holy month of Ramadan. A very good day, and it's a pleasure to always have you with us in every episode of our cruise. And happy Ramadan, of course.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to be with you. Happy Ramadan for you and for all Egyptians, and for those who are celebrating the month all over the world.
Okay. From time to time, of course, God blesses us with some time and times in the year, of course, that refreshes our minds and souls. And of course, one of these very important parts of the year is the holy month of Ramadan. How, from your point of view, should we consider that these opportunities that God gives us are very important, Mrs. Asma?
Actually, the month of Ramadan is the holiest month in the whole Islamic calendar, and it is so special for all Muslims. It comes on the top of the priorities of all Muslims to seize as an opportunity. It looks like a competition, and this is the prize. After worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for a whole year, comes the month of Ramadan to relieve you of all the stress, to change all your life, to change your routine, your physical routine, your daily routine. It is something so unique, something so special. If we are smart enough, everyone should seize the opportunity to do his best during this holy month. What we do during this month is all kinds of ibadah. What we need to increase our storage of is our ibadah. All kinds of ibadah. Prayer, dhikr, dua, doing charity, being kind to people, saying good words, whatever you consider kind of ibadah, as much as you can, increase of it during the month of Ramadan. Recitation of the Quran. Those who are able to perform Umrah, it is highly recommended to perform it during this month. Why? Because all deeds are doubled in reward during Ramadan.
Okay. In light, of course, of the certain circumstances and the stress that every and each individual in Egypt, of course, and globally witness nowadays, Ms. Asma, we have a very stressful life and a very stressful day each day in the holy month of Ramadan. How do you recommend each and every Muslim in this holy month of Ramadan to take advantage of this holy month and take advantage of every second and the set of mind that we live in, the set of mind of overthinking and thinking of the stresses, thinking of the obstacles and challenges that are facing each and every individual? How do you recommend and how would you tell our guests to overcome this in this 30 days at least that we should be with God, praying for God and doing everything for God only?
Actually, as you said, not only Egyptians are feeling this suffering, but the whole world is feeling it. We are passing by very hard times. The world is witnessing a war and all kind of stress, different kind of economic stress, whatever. Yeah, the month of Ramadan is your only chance. Here comes Ramadan. Get ready. It's you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Tell Allah about all your worries, about all your problems, about all your dua.
So you think one means of helping this or changing this state of mind, this negative state of mind or state of mind is, or mindset is to only talk to God and ask God for everything and do nothing that's wrong.
I can tell you a comparison, like when we say Allahu Akbar at the time of prayer. The meaning of Allahu Akbar, Allah is the greatest. Greatest of what? Greatest of whatever you are facing. It's Allah calling you to go to prayer to tell him about your situation. Ramadan is Allahu Akbar of the months. If you are suffering, if you are sad, you are worried, you are whatever, Ramadan is here. Start fasting, feel the pureness of your heart. Everyone is very, very so strong. We never know how strong we are until we are in hard situations. Ramadan is a challenge to your physical needs, your psychological needs, to your life routine, to whatever you are doing. We are working all the months of the year. At Ramadan we are working, but the main focus is your ibadah, your Quran, your dhikr, your ibadah. This is the high season for you to do this. You know, like while the time of sales, all of us run to buy the most things we need. Ramadan is the high season for ibadah. Take care, don't lose this opportunity. If you are worried, talk to Allah about your worries. If you are afraid, tell Allah that you are Allah, I'm afraid of losing this exam, not getting the highest marks. Tell Allah about your. Allah calls you during this month. وَقَالَ رَبُّكُمْ ادْعُونِي أَسْتَجِبْ لَكُمْ. Just call Him and wait for the reply. This is the most important thing about the month of Ramadan.
Okay, you have this, of course, a sense of feeling that if you ask Allah, Allah will give you, even if it's not instantly, of course. This needs a very high level of iman, or that a person has to understand that Allah is the greatest, like you mentioned. For a human being to reach this level, some people cannot understand this. How can we make them understand that it is only God and it's not any individual on this earth that can help but God? How can we let them reach the simple, easy message that everything we need in this world is from God and for God?
Tell you something. I have like number of non-Muslim friends. They tried kinds of ibadah. Of course they fast, but they liked once to try the Muslim fasting. I cannot tell you how they were amazed of the.
They're not Muslims,
and they asked it to try to give a trial to a Muslim fasting. The whole day of Muslim day from the Fajr to Maghrib. The result was amazing. They felt purified and relaxed in an unprecedented for them. This is what Muslims should be working to achieve. Focus on the lessons you get out from fasting. It is to pure your heart, to get out of Ramadan. Focus that you get out, you end the month of Ramadan with a pure heart.
Okay, what other recommendations do you give that every Muslim should be very aware of in this holy month? Family gatherings, rituals, going to your family, sitting with your mom, sitting with your dad, sitting with your children, your kids, teaching them the ethics of Islam, the rituals of Islam.
Ramadan, the month of Ramadan is actually the practical training for every member of the family on being together. As we fast, we change our routine. We change our routine with families. We have longer time to be with family. Of course, women especially, they are preparing their families food, and they should also, as it is important to prepare food, to prepare the young and old in family to get ready earlier before the month of Ramadan. I believe that the best way to get ready for the month of Ramadan is to start to change our routine gradually before the month. Like 1 week or two, we should start to change our routine of sleeping, our routine of eating, everything, and to have longer time with family to focus on the virtues of the month, how we are going to plan our time during the month, what we are doing together. It's very important for the family to gather together to start making like a kind of very simple dua, recitation of the Quran, whatever they agree on.
Okay, how do you see nowadays in Ramadan, all families are very into the idea of eating and spending time celebrating, doing iftars and doing suhoors, and distracting themselves from the idea that they should be only doing one thing in this holy month of Ramadan, and this thing is not invitations and not eating, but praying God and spending time reading Quran, and every second that passes by in Ramadan we need for the rest of our lives. How do we send this message from here?
Of course, food is very important, and we should prepare food as a duty for our families. But it is not the main focus of Ramadan. As you told, everyone is stacking goods for the month of Ramadan, of meat, or whatever. But this is not the real thing we need to have during this month. Of course, every fasting person need to break his fast, but the very simple food can be enough for everyone. So focus on your on your ibadah. Forget little bit. We should gather. We should have families and be kind to everyone. But don't make your own main focus is food. Food is important, but it is not the most important thing during the month of Ramadan.
Okay, what else do you recommend, Asma?
All types of good deeds. Stack as much as you can of these. If you can be like a model for everyone, don't care about what others are saying about you. He's doing only good things, doing charity, being kind to people only during the month of Ramadan. Okay. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran says وَحَبَّبَ إِلَيْكُمُ الْإِيمَانِ. Some special times that we are more keen on doing good deeds, and this is the high season. Ramadan is the greatest opportunity. Don't care about anyone, about whatever. Maybe I'm not telling anyone to leave his work, but make your main focus is your ibadah, your dhikr, your Quran, your good deeds, all types of good deeds.
Okay, what do you advise children to do towards their parents and vice versa, parents towards their children in this holy month?
It is actually the duty of parents to prepare children before the month of Ramadan, gradually, step by step, by changing their routine also, maybe taking a little bit less food, changing their time of sleep, getting up a little bit early and going a little bit later than usual to get ready to changing the actual routine to be able to get up to have suhoor and be able to stand, especially this year comes while the school year is in the middle of the term. So we have that duty towards children to prepare them, and also children should be careful towards their moms and dads to be a little bit helpful if they are adult enough to bear fasting and do a kind of help to them.
Okay, Asma, what do you do towards your children? What do you do in Ramadan, you personally?
After graduation, taking it gradually to prepare children, I take a short time of every day to talk about the month, why this month is so important, what did the Prophet choose to do during the month, why it is important to seize the opportunity, talking about the occasion, why we are as Muslims are celebrating the month, what the important occasions that happen during the month, like the Battle of Badr, the Fath Makkah, opening of Makkah after victory, also the 6th of October war, 10th of Ramadan, all important occasions that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted Muslim a lot of victories during, and very happy occasion during this month, and also telling about the famous people who achieved the great works during the month.
Okay, and you feel that all you do effort here is okay and fine and it's working, and the students that are with you or the people that are with you in your department are fine and they get all the messages that you send?
If you are talking about the international students, yes, they are getting the opportunity. Look here at Al-Azhar Mosque, when the month begins, the mosque is almost full of students most of time. They are focusing on their ibadah most of time.
Really?
Really, yeah.
And how do you see them spending the rituals of Ramadan in Egypt?
As they are living alone, most of them without their families, they are trying to have company with their friends and to celebrate the months in the usual way they do in their countries. But actually, it is a little bit different here in Egypt. As you said, we are focusing more on food. In some other Muslim countries, they focus mainly on ibadah. Like I spoke with some students about in Malaysia or Indonesia, they are focusing more on ibadah. They are gathering for ibadah. They are trying to do this with their friends here.
Okay, what are your final recommendations for the holy month of Ramadan, Asma?
My first and finally advice, never waste the chance of the month of Ramadan to repent, to ask Allah whatever you need, to ask Allah about all your fears, about all your worries. Ramadan is here. Prepare your dua, prepare everything you are going to tell Allah about your needs.
Ms. Asmaa Elzieny, thank you very much for joining us in today's episode of Nile Cruise. It's our utmost pleasure. Thank you very much for being with us always, and from this very special place, of course, in Cairo, from Al Azhar University and Mosque. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to be with you.
It's our utmost pleasure. Dear viewers, thank you very much for watching. I'll be back again. Don't go away.